We're on the wise. Okay, so yachting, yak polo, but you can't guess what animal that is played on. And then of course you've got something called yukigassen. Yukigassen, that's something that I played as a kid and I'd still play it now. It's actually snowball fighting. Isn't that brilliant that you know what it's called now? And of course the obvious one for down the gym is yoga. I'm not gonna lie, I struggled with the why. I suppose an easy analogy would be to use yachting. See, yachts, when you're sailing, they don't always go in a straight line. They have to tack. They have to change direction according to wind speeds and currents. And it's a bit like the role of a recruiter and the whole placement process. It's never quite plain sailing. Sometimes you need to go left, you need to go right. Client changes their mind, candidate changes their mind. But ultimately, you are heading in the right direction. And then, of course, yoga. Yoga combines mental, physical, spiritual practices, and it's usually practiced by people who want to achieve maybe personal enlightenment, spiritual enlightenment. They want to practice their breathing, their own personal well-being, and of course stretching parts that you didn't even realize you had. Now, recruiters sometimes need to be more aware of their breathing, how they're sat in their chair, how they're breathing and how they're sounding. If you sound out of breath, the person on the other end of the phone is going to wonder what you were doing. And of course, you need to stretch. You need to stretch yourself. If you stretch yourself, you'll probably achieve different and maybe even better results. Now look, I'm a great believer in the mind-body link. As you know, one drives the other, and it's you that has control. You decide what it is you want to do. You decide on your level of fitness. You decide upon the amount of effort you put into a particular task. You are the ones that will ultimately be responsible for the decisions and the results of your actions. And of course, let's hope that your actions achieve as many yeses as possible. The more yeses you get throughout the process, the easier that final decision is going to be for both your clients and your candidates. And think about what it is you want to achieve for the rest of this year and maybe even next year. You know, history's no mystery. You know, yesterday's gone. We now need to think about what am I going to do now, what I'm going to do tomorrow, and for the rest of the year. And look, if you want to yell, yell. Sometimes we do need to vent because it doesn't always go our way. And if you've been on one of my training courses and you feel like having a yawn, have a yawn. Suck it up. After all, it's going to be really embarrassing if I'm the only one yawning. And finally, a quote from somebody, a fairly famous lady, not necessarily known for being a gym bunny or a sort of her physical prowess, but her name was Yoko Ono. And she came out with this particular quote: "You change the world by being yourself." So, go on. Be you.